Well, I hope you guys are having a really awesome day. I scored a pretty awesome wheel recently. So the wheel's made by SCS, Stealth Custom Series. It's the Ray 10 in matte bronze. So pretty awesome. And today I've already tried it on the other four wheels. I have a total of 5. And I'm gonna ceramic coat them with this product right here. Product is Ceramic Pro 9H. And it's pretty awesome. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to spray it out of this solder jet. This is a 3000B. So it's HVLP. That's what the green cap dictates. So I've choked it up considerably, which means I've ran this fluid knob in as far as I could, or for the most part just to where it barely sprays. This product is super expensive. Probably looking around, like I think back in couple years ago I bought this for like $2.25 just for the 9H, and I am gonna top coat it with top coat they call it, but it used to be called light. So these wheels are a matte, and ideally you want to probably just spray them with the 9H and be done, but I'm gonna top coat them, which may add a little bit of sheen, but I'm okay with it. It'll probably turn it eggshell, or maybe even a little bit more satin, maybe a little bit more even glossier than satin, but I'm perfectly okay with it. It'll have a nice sheen to it. It's going to be expensive. Like I said, my cost on this was like 25 or 225 bucks for this little 2-ounce bottle. I don't even actually think it's 2 ounces. And then the light, it's probably like 150 bucks. So altogether, you're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of close to 400 bucks with everything. Basically, first order of business, I'm going to take my trusty Tornador, and the reason I'm spraying this is because you'd make this go a lot further if you just wiped it on with some sort of sponge, or they give you some of these little small like microfiber towels, but I feel like spraying it gets all the nooks and crannies and into the bolt holes and everything, so I feel it's a lot more thorough, except I guess it's way more expensive. So if you're up for spending some dough, it's be pretty cool. I mean, these wheels are really cool. They're somewhat hard to get a hold of, so I feel it's worth the investment. So, and it's really cool. So anyway, here goes. So I have an air line. You'll need an air hose, and my trusty Tornador. These things are awesome. If you don't have one, you definitely need to buy one. I keep a brass regulator on it, and they basically rotate. You're probably not going to hear me now because every time I hit this thing, the sound goes off for a minute, but you can watch and they rotate. It basically looks like a tornado. At any rate, first order of business, I'm going to blow the wheels off real quick, lightly. So I have some sunglasses on because it's extremely bright out. But anyway, it'll be good eye protection as well. You don't want something coming back and getting in your eye. Safety first. Also wearing gloves. Should be wearing a respirator, but you wouldn't hear me. So here goes. I'm going to turn the air pressure down as low as I can get it to where it still blows. And then I'm going to blow inside and out. To the back side. Okay. And then I'm actually using alcohol, rubbing alcohol, 70% mixed 50-50 with water. So 15 ounces rubbing alcohol to 15 ounces water. Give it a good shake. I'm using the famous Costco microfiber towel, and be pretty liberal with it. Spray it nice and liberal. I'm going to come to the back side and give it a heavy coat. That way it takes the contaminants off. You could also wipe it with a wax and grease remover as well. First thing I want to do, shake my towel out. There's 2 sides to these towels. There's like a finer microfiber side and a thicker one, a more plush side. And I can use the plush side so it absorbs more. Fold your towel in 4s, and then you just want to kind of wipe methodically. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see better. But basically, you want to be thorough in the way you wipe. You definitely don't want to, you don't want water left behind or alcohol, but we will blow it off one more time with the Tornador to make sure we got everything. So I use one side and then I flip it over, kind of use the other side to dry it. And Yeah, these are really cool. SCS actually does what they call drops. So you can't actually buy these from any sort of a distributor like a Wheel Pro or, you know, something like that. So I think SCS does some super nice marketing. So so I feel pretty fortunate to be able to actually get a set here. They had a drop, and a coworker of mine reminded me of it, so I've been wanting these for a while, and gonna put these on a Toyota Tundra, so silver one, so they ought to look dynamite. So yeah, it's like I said, I feel pretty fortunate to get my hands on a set of these guys, and I want to protect them as much as I can. So it's kind of why I'm going with the product Ceramic Pro, and because it's a super nice product. I've tried using some more inexpensive products and spraying it, and basically the inexpensive products, the biggest thing I notice about Ceramic Pro, it's just more aggressive. So it tends to actually bite into stuff when you spray it. Whereas like I'd use some Technician's Choice. I mean, obviously the money, it's much cheaper product, more inexpensive, but I'd use Ceramic Pro and, or excuse me, Technician's Choice, and it would almost fisheye a little bit. So it tells me basically that, you know, the product's not as aggressive and doesn't bite in as hard. So same thing, I'm gonna put my safety, or my glasses with safety glasses. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of air. Okay, and I'm ready to spray. So there's a filter that normally goes in here. It turns it, makes this thing, like turns it into a dropper. I actually removed that because I'm gonna pour it directly in my gun, and kind of put a drop of the old Kentucky in there. So I've almost run out, so I'm gonna be conservative, and kind of what I used to do in painting. If you're almost running out, you want to just be conservative and put a little bit less and keep some in this bottle. That way you tend to conserve it, and if I need to have a little bit more, I will. So here we go. Main thing with this stuff, you want to spray it kind of as low as pressure as possible. I screwed this knob here, this upper knob. If you screw it in clockwise, and it may look counterclockwise in the video because I have the camera swapped around to the face. So anyway, long and short of it, I have it screwed in almost to where it's just really restricting the amount of fluid. This is a 1.0 tip, 1.0 millimeter, which is a fine tip. They usually have these in 0.8, 1.0, 1.2 are probably your average sizes. I do know they come in 1.4s, but I like the 1.0 and the 1.2. So this is even really a 0.8 would be great for this, because the fact that you don't want that much material coming out. So I'm going to start on the back side, shoot the back side, then I'll shoot the front side. I'm not going to, so you're supposed to level this product, or essentially, you know, you spray it on, and then you essentially want to just kind of smooth out the product and let it kind of bite in, and then you just keep wiping the residual off. That way, you know, it's flattened and whatnot, so it doesn't have what they call high spots. If you know, you have to be super tedious when doing this, but I'll spray it and I'll show you guys exactly how to do it, or how I do it. So here we go. Low air pressure. You probably couldn't hear me there because every time I pull the trigger, it kind of cuts over my voice. So here we go. Spray on the backside. I had it choked up just a hair too much there because I'm going to turn my air up a little bit. And I'll finish doing this, and then I'll talk to you guys. Stinky stuff. So the bottom line is, and then I'm going to spray this on and talk my way through it. spray the lip. I'm going to spray in this little valley here. Ooh, and I'm running out. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. So real life stuff of being a painter, you know. Now if I would have poured it all in and I didn't have any more, then I would have been a little screwed. So that's the little trick of mine. So there we go. I'm going to turn the air down. I don't have a whole lot to go. Turn my air down. Ooh, stinky stuff. And I'm going to kind of cut in these little circles. Oh, and that's it. I am completely out. So I used a whole bottle on 5 wheels. The beauty is, and I pretty much got as much as I wanted to on here. I would have liked to have put just a touch more on here, but it's all right. I'm gonna put a coat of white over the top. So this is kind of just your base layer. So I have all 4 of them sitting over there. See if I can squeeze a little bit more out of it. That's it. That is all she wrote. But I got a pretty good amount on there. Hopefully you can hear that. It's pretty much all she wrote, and I got a pretty decent amount on there. So I'll bring you guys in real quick. But so it's going to give it a little bit of a sheen there, and it's kind of a little bit of a delicate balance. You know, you don't want to let this sit too long, but I pretty much let it marinate, and I use one towel, and I always use white towels. You can clean with your yellow towels, but even then it's probably not a bad idea on some colors. You know, some type of white wheels, maybe use a white towel. So I'm going to use one as my pickup towel is what I call it, folded in 4s, and then one other towel that I have in my pocket that basically is for just it has no product on it, just a drying towel. So I let it I let it marinate and start bonding to the wheel, which I feel is super important, you know. And then I'm just kind of, I start in stages. I'm basically leveling, I'm not wiping off. So the first stage is just kind of lightly running over it and pick up the excess. So I'll kind of wrap this around my finger like this and lightly, you don't want to wipe the material off. You're just looking to what they call level it. So I'm kind of just skiffing it. You want to work in a nice pattern. But the big thing is you don't want to, I'm just kind of lightly going in stages, because this stuff's extremely expensive, and I don't want to wipe it off. So, especially now you got to watch on this mat. So here's where, you know, I want to fold this rag in, you know, inside out or out, whatever. You get the point. Now, as the product, you can feel it start to kind of set up. It's important that you start off with like an initial light wipe, and as the it's kind of a feel thing. It's the same thing with your paint gun. Like, you set up your paint gun based on feel. So, you know, if you know you need to drop your air pressure, you basically, when you paint, or even when you use a ceramic coating, you want to basically watch the material that you're spraying on the panel. And I know it sounds funny, it's like, oh well, of course you should watch your material, but I mean, really watch it on how you're applying it. Reason being is you'll know what you need to do. If you need to, you know, basically speed up a little bit, or you need to move back, or you need to open or close your fan, screw your fluid in or out, turn your air in or out, you know. So you kind of, you know, the biggest thing about being a painter, in my opinion, and this is kind of crossing detailing and painting, is the fact that when you're a painter, you have to adjust to your environment. So I'm going to fold my rag in 4. This is the rag with no material on it. This is just a drying rag. So, but basically, going back to what I was saying about being a painter, your environment's changing. Here in Denver, I live in Denver, Colorado, so it's super dry, and it's roughly 60 degrees today. So the fact is, it's going to dry faster at 60 degrees and dry than if you're in Florida and it's humid, you know. So you're going to have to adjust your technique, and it's about watching how you apply the product on the panel, you know, whether it be clear coat, base coat, ceramic coating, anything, paint, you know, you make the adjustments, whether you, like I said, in or out with your paint gun, open your fan wide open or shut it down a little bit, air in or out, fluid in and out. So it's all adjusting your technique based on your environment. It's not that warm, it's 60 degrees, but it's super shiny. The sun's over there, so I have the wheel facing this way because I don't care about the backside. I'm not going to level it. I want as much material on there as I can. But if you don't level the front side, it wouldn't, you know, it would stay kind of shiny, and I want to knock the shine off it. I mean, this is already making it almost like an eggshell, but this is going to be super nice. Like, the beauty of protecting these wheels, you know, they're super nice wheels, and so I want to protect them, and that way, you know, it's basically what I consider ceramic coating. It's almost like Teflon. Like if you cook eggs in a pan that's just steel, stainless steel, the eggs stick to your pan, you have to scrape them out, so on and so forth. The beauty of, you know, ceramic coating is it's kind of like Teflon. So you spray a coating on, and then it makes the products release. So last step, and I know I've been talking for quite some time. It looks like maybe 15-16 minutes. I'm going to clean my gun. So all I really need to do here, take a little bit of lacquer thinner, and I'm going to run another product through it, which is the top coat. You want to be very careful you don't spray the wheel. So I'll open my fluid knob, and I'm going to spray away from the wheel. So I'll spray, you know, like that. You just run some lacquer thinner through it, because I'm going to spray the top coat through it. You probably couldn't even hear that, but I'm running lacquer thinner through it. So I'm just going to back flush it a little bit. Just let it spray out. Shake it up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you ceramic coat a wheel with Ceramic Pro 9H. Awesome product. These SCS wheels. If you happen to get your hands on a set, I think you'll really like them. They're beautiful wheels. One of the nicest wheels in my opinion. So I got a little bit more to do. I'll probably make a quick video on top coating. So hope you guys have a good day and enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a little longer than it probably should have been, but you know, I haven't made one in a while, and I'm just glad to be able to do it. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care.